Hello, hello to Japan. I'm very, very happy to have you on this talk today. You are Yasuyuki Nemoto. Thank you for coming, and hello to everybody out there watching our talk. It's going to be really interesting. So, Yasuyuki, would you please introduce yourself very quickly to the audience and tell them how we met?
Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you, Annette, again, after 5 years, I think, last time.
6 years.
But, yeah, 6 years. First time, yeah, we met, 6 years ago. For the first time we met. Yes, that's right. So I will, let me see, I will show you something interesting. Can you see the slide?
Yes, I can see the slides. Oh,
okay. Briefly, I'll introduce myself briefly. Yes. And here, this, can you see the arrow here?
Yes, I see the arrow.
Yes. Okay. Here, this is the Dr. Masaru Emoto, and I worked for him for, like 13 years. And unfortunately, he passed away October 17th, 2014. It was, it was just after I came back to Japan. But anyway, in year 2014, Annette kindly invited me to come to her school, and I gave a presentation about the water crystal, and the new science of water. Okay, and maybe most of you know Masaru Emoto, and just briefly, this is his water crystal book published in year 1999. The title is "A Message from Water." And just briefly, this is actually last year we published the latest version of Message from Water. Title is "A Message from Water, the Final." So there are many new water crystal photographs, and I wrote about the science of water in this book. And this book is originally written in English and Japanese bilingual. I think you can order this book like from Amazon.com, like that. And here, this is so as Annette explained that I met Annette year 2014, and it was September 20th to 21st. There was an event, and she gave me an opportunity to give a presentation. And here, this is a very precious, I don't know, photograph. And I met Annette for the first time at the airport, I think. But anyway, this is first photograph. And then in this year 2014, I gave a presentation about Dr. Masaru Emoto's water crystal, about the message from water, and also the new science of water, which is a little bit difficult to understand. And here, Miss Annette was a translator for me. So wonderful translation. But still, I understand it's very difficult. But anyway, it worked. And also, here is another session at this time with Annette. And then next year also, I was invited to their event. And here, there was a symposium. Annette-san and Akiko-san, she was my translator from Japanese to German. Okay, that's it. This is my brief introduction.
Oh, I feel so, my heart just bursts open seeing those beautiful pictures. We had such a wonderful time, and people loved what you said, and I'm sure they want you to come back. So hopefully the new world we're going to step into after this pandemic is over is going to give us a lot of opportunities.
I hope so, right.
Person again and have these gatherings, and because it is such a big difference to meet in person. than meeting online, even though these online meetings are fantastic also, and they contribute to our change of consciousness and expansion of consciousness. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. You know, as you said, just now we can communicate like this online, you know, communication. But after we become free, you know, kind of, if we it's free to meet, you know, anybody, then I expect that we could feel much joy to meet somebody face to face.
Face to face. I think so too. I think people, I feel a lot of longing to see people face to face.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I have never before experienced this kind of longing for the majority of people. I mean, by being deprived of my possibility to hang out in crowds, for example, I really feel that I am missing this. And I feel that we empower each other when we meet.
Yeah, yeah. So we took granted, you know, this kind of just usual communication. But now, because of this situation, you know, we could appreciate much more than before.
You
like
have
hugging, how touching, or like that.
Yes, you have just expressed what I was trying to say.
Oh.
So,
and, you know, I just remembered because you know, you took me to the festa, you know, with beer in Munich
to
last
the
time.
Oktoberfest, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oktoberfest, you know, I just now remembered there are many people, very crowded. It's now impossible, but it was a very nice experience for me.
Yes.
A lot of beer, German beer.
German beer, a lot of singing, and a lot of a lot of unison in singing all together.
Yeah, yeah.
I was here. It was my first time going to the Oktoberfest. I've never experienced this before. So for you and me, it was our first experience.
Yes, yes.
And I was struck by the beautiful feelings that singing together with thousands of people gave me.
Yeah, yeah. So, I missed that.
So the Oktoberfest for this year has been canceled.
Oh, already? Yeah, I understand, of course. Yeah.
Yes. So as a scientist, what is your role? How do you see yourself? What do you offer to humanity?
Because, as you know, I started to work for Dr. Emoto in year 2002. And after that, you know, I worked as an international secretary and also science advisor to Dr. Emoto. But he passed away like a year 2014. And after that, you know, I am continuing to spread Dr. Emoto's message to the world. But also, maybe you remember, but after I gave a presentation at your school in year 2014, then I attended international water conference in Bulgaria next month. It was October. And at that time, actually, Dr. Emoto was invited to that conference as one of the keynote speakers. But unfortunately, Dr. Emoto got sick, you know, at the beginning of September. So, you know, I visited several countries, including in Germany and your place, to give a presentation on behalf of Dr. Emoto. And, you know, in October, year 2014, I had a chance to give a keynote speech at the International Water Conference in Bulgaria. Of course, for me, it was the first time to attend that conference, but I could have a very nice friendship with several scientific scientists, water scientists there. And one of them is the chairman of the Dr. Gerald Pollack, whose theory is called the fourth phase water. He found a new phase of water in liquid water. And another keynote speaker was actually Dr. Luc Montagnier. You know Luc Montagnier? And recently, he gave a comment about the coronavirus. You know, he said it was made by human. It's not a natural one, but it's an artificial one. It's created by human. This was Dr. Luc Montagnier's official comment. And now many people are reading his comment on the internet. But anyway, so far before that, I worked for Dr. Emoto basically, and it was about water crystal technology. But after that international water conference, I started to have a relationship, friendship or communication with water scientists. And since then, I also learned water science, and I have been talking about new science of water and Dr. Emoto's water crystal technology. And my mission is probably to try to combine both areas. Dr. Emoto's area is a kind of spiritual area because he pursued the effect of our consciousness onto water. And water science is it's science. So also the Dr. Pollack or Dr. Montagnier made a great progress in water research. But also they want to find out the relationship or effect of consciousness onto water. So this theme is very important for the late Dr. Emoto and also the water scientists. Yes. So my mission is to explain about this kind of knowledge about water to general public.
Yes. Yeah. And do you see any effect of the coronavirus in the water already?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think because now I'm advisor to Dr. Masaru Emoto's company. And as far as I know, maybe they have not yet tried this kind of experiment, but it's a very interesting theme, I think.
Yes, because when scientists want to explore anything, they do it with their consciousness. So I don't think you can really separate spirituality and consciousness to science.
Yeah, that's correct.
Science itself doesn't exist without somebody being conscious to be a scientist.
Absolutely. But even now, most of the scientists ignore that aspect,
So most of the scientists ignore
what you said.
Well,
yeah. But more and more, scientists are, becoming aware of this aspect, of course.
Of course, yes. So how do you consider this situation that we are all in now? I mean, you are in your home office in Japan. I am in my home office in Germany. The whole world, the whole planet is in lockdown. So how does this affect you personally? And what do you think this is happening? What do you think is actually happening to our planet?
Oh, big question. And because there are several aspects, several ways to answer to your questions. And one aspect is, what Dr. Emoto told about virus. I would like to explain this first. Dr. Emoto thought or told that the virus exists between the invisible world and visible world. Okay, visible world is this physical world. We are now basically in this physical world. We have 5 senses. We have a physical body, but also there is a invisible world. Dr. Emoto called this world like a Hado world. Hado means vibration in Japanese. Well, we could say it's a vibrational world or informational world. Anyway, it's a kind of higher dimensional world. And the virus is, even the biologists are saying virus is it's not life, but it's also not no life. It's kind of between the life and no life, because the virus cannot grow on their own. They need living cells to multiply. Virus is looks like a crystal, just a matter, just a material. When they are outside of the cells, it's material. But once they, infect some living animal or human cells, they start to replicate. They start to multiply. So it's kind of between visible world and invisible world. And Dr. Emoto told also that human thought or emotion has something to do with this invisible world. What you think or what you feel belongs to this invisible world. And the virus might be created by our consciousness in this invisible world, and it will come into this physical world. So Dr. Emoto thought the virus is created, by our consciousness. And one example is, for example, like a Spanish flu, or so far we had a pandemic in our past, many years ago. And at that time, Dr. Emoto's interpretation is when our collective consciousness becomes very bad, for example, with like a crusade or like a social situations. Then our collective consciousness will have a very bad effect in the invisible world, and this information will come into our physical world through virus or bacteria or like that. So anyway, what I want to say is there is a tight connection between human consciousness and virus.
I think that is an amazing thought, and it definitely does ring a bell inside of me. And I'm going to think a lot about that, but it does make sense. So can I ask you, if it is human consciousness creating the virus, how come that viruses are in animals, but they don't have a human consciousness?
Oh, good question. And also, because I talked about the consciousness, but more generally, the virus, maybe virus can exchange genetic material from one organism into another. It can carry the genetic material from one species to another. If you think about a very long range of time, the virus, I think some even the modern science is saying that we have in our genome. Genome means the whole set of our genes, our DNAs. There are a kind of virus DNA is already contained in our DNA. It's not this year, or it's not today or this year. It's in a long range of time, like billion years or like that. So virus, maybe it has a role in evolution of the species. The virus can exchange the genetic materials. So they can accelerate the evolution of animals or humans. But it's general, explanation. But especially in the case of humanity, maybe our consciousness, we have, very high consciousness, higher consciousness. Animal doesn't have, they don't have much so higher consciousness. So we can interact with the virus also at this consciousness level.
Am I understanding correct that actually a virus could raise our consciousness? Is that what you've been saying?
Yeah, you could say like that. That means that because Dr. Emoto was saying that when our consciousness becomes very low, like we have a very split consciousness, or if we are fighting each other like that, or if we are having a war, between nations, then virus may appear. But in this case, even in this case, we could think about this situation because after we overcome the virus, then we could reach the harmony at the higher dimension. Yeah.
Yes.
In that case, yeah. In that sense, I think you are right.
I think that's a very, very, very interesting point of view.
Yeah.
I would really like to take my fantasy and see what this can lead us to, because this does affect the whole globe. But there are so many people saying that it affects the whole globe just because there is some kind of agenda, some man-made agenda behind it.
Agenda.
That agenda is actually working against the expansion of consciousness of humans.
Yeah, even the earthquake in year 2011. I think so. Year 2011, March 11, in Japan, there was a huge earthquake, and even our nuclear plant exploded. Of course, and it's a very unfortunate, very bad experience. But some people are saying that it was made by somebody, behind the scene. It's an artificial earthquake. Somebody is saying, in this case also, this time about the coronavirus, it might be that somebody created the virus in the laboratory, and it was went out somehow. It went out somehow. I don't know, intentionally, or it's not just by accidentally. I don't know. But anyway, it's now we are experiencing a pandemic. But or some people, as you said, I don't know what you call, but like a deep state, or some people, some group have a plan to do this kind of thing to control the people, but still, my opinion is, of course, there are this kind of duality, the good and the bad, or something good happens and then something bad happens, and we have this human drama. But the purpose of this kind of yin and yang, or good and bad things, we transcend, go beyond this duality world.
Yes.
So in this sense, of course, maybe there is some people, behind the scene who planned, who started, I don't know, earthquake or coronavirus. But if you look at the much more higher dimension, viewpoint, then everything is, I don't know, it's for the better. I mean, it's cosmos, I don't know how to say, but it's cosmic plan,
well,
to raise human consciousness.
Yes, if you look at history of humanity, we can see that whatever crisis humanity went through, that there was always a huge step forward in the evolution of humanity.
Yes, that's the point. Yes.
And yes, that's wonderful. That gives us a lot of hope, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. even when I am watching the YouTube video or internet news, there are of course very bad or information, but at the same time there's very good information, or I can watch the very just lay people or just ordinary people are talking about a very good thing. There are many goodwill. There are many people with goodwill. Even before this pandemic, I could not see them. But now, some people are talking from their own spirit or from their own heart, and I can resonate with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, in a way, I also see that we have been separated, but there's something that brings us together on a different level. That is what I experience.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you can advise people how to cope with this situation? And because there has been a lot of, not only the fear of coronavirus is there, but there's also the fear of poverty, of losing everything that you've been living so far.
Yeah, I understand, because also I have not earned much money in the past 2 years. My life is really minimum or very simple right now, and so still I'm myself looking for a job. I try to look for a job actually, and so I understand what you told, and I felt fear at one time, at the sometime before, at one point of time, but now maybe the fear is our enemy, kind of. Of course the coronavirus, it's not good, and it's natural that you have a fear about being infected by coronavirus. It's natural, but still, if you attach this fear, it's not good. So what I try to do is to avoid the fear and to concentrate on love, or unity, or oneness. Even around us, it looks like a very bad situation, but still, it's just this world, this good and bad, or world of duality. But everybody has power, or has a spiritual power to overcome or to transcend this, world. So maybe, of course, you experience very sad thing or a good thing, or, that's natural, no problem. You just feel very sad. But still, at the same time, you keep your viewpoint a little higher than that, just overlooking, this human drama at the same time. Then, yeah, of course, this kind of thing. I think that's the key. If you are drowned, in this human drama, it's very difficult, of course. Yeah.
There are techniques that we can practice, like meditation and expanding our consciousness, and finding ourselves and finding our higher calling and living this higher calling. So do you have any advice to people what they can actually do? Because so many people sit and say, oh, I want to do something, but what can we do? Like right now, today, here in Germany, we have in almost all major cities and smaller cities and also larger towns, we have people go in the streets. They fight to get their freedom back and their amendments, because the amendments have been taken away by the government.
Oh.
What do you see, or what do you say to that?
I think, it's very difficult, question. But if you want to do something, please follow your instinct or intuition. But even while what you are doing, it doesn't matter what you are doing, but to keep your consciousness, kind of higher than that. And so it's sometimes, maybe it's inevitable, to be involved in some, I don't know, some fighting or some problem or like that. But even at that situation, just keep, try to connect your higher self or, your true self.
Yes, that reminds me right now to the Japanese art of fighting. The Japanese art of fighting.
Interesting. Oh, maybe Aikido or?
Yes. We have this great book of Musashi.
Oh, Miyamoto Musashi, you are talking.
And it says in basic that the better you are connected to your higher consciousness, better you can fight your enemies.
That's right. That reminded me about the Aikido. Aikido is also very famous Japanese martial art. And the founder is Mr. Morihei Ueshiba. And I read his book many years ago. And I think his strategy is to become one with the cosmos.
Yes.
So nobody can, win the cosmos. If you try to fight somebody who is one with cosmos, you can never win. And if you do something, some fighting consciousness or some, if you try to knock down that person, then this energy will just come back to you exactly. Because he's just cosmos. So if you do something, it will come back to you immediately.
So when I expand my fantasy right now one more time, and I'm trying to understand this on a different kind of level, that if I connect with the cosmos, then coronavirus and everything around is totally my own creation. And if that is totally my own creation and I'm connected to my creatorship, I can change the course of time.
I think if you want, I think so.
Well, maybe we are going to end this conversation right now on this very, very high note. What do you think that we can advise everyone who listens to this and who's struck by your wisdom, that they try to find a method to connect to the cosmos?
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate answer to this situation.
Well, I have to admit that I'm kind of flabbergasted right now. So why don't you lead our conversation, please?
I don't know. Sometimes, it's good to surrender. I don't know what you say, surrender to the cosmos, what cosmos is doing. You just open yourself, just you follow the cosmos intention to surrender yourself. And as you said, the cosmos is basically yourself or myself, basically. But we have a very limited consciousness usually.
Yes.
Sometimes, of course, some people can expand your consciousness and you may become one with the cosmos. But usually, we are operating at this level of consciousness, and this consciousness is very limited. It's just 5 senses, very narrow ability. But still, we can think or we can imagine the cosmos in our brain, even in our brain. And I think this is because we have a body, this biological body, so our consciousness is looks limited. But basically, everybody is already one with cosmos. This is the truth. It's just we have just limitation intentionally. My idea is just you intentionally you got this heavy body and limited consciousness to experience this human drama. This is my opinion. Otherwise, if you have a open expanded consciousness, maybe you don't mind about anything happening on this level of the world. But then you don't appreciate, you could not appreciate what is happening on this third dimensional world. And basically, you wanted to experience this world. I mean, you means everybody here as a human beings.
Yes.
They wanted to have experience. Some people try to support the other people, and some people wanted to just experience by yourself. But anyway, all of us wanted to come here to experience something on this planet.
Yes.
So after we are accumulating the many experiences. Then if it's enough, then we may leave this system. It's not necessary. But anyway, the place where we go back is originally from where we came here.
Yes.
I don't know. It's easy to say.
Yes, it's easy to say, and we are right now. We are quite tested. On one way, I am the cosmos and consciousness, and on the other way, my body is confined home. We are in confinement. Yes, but that's true. Thoughts are free, and thoughts are amazingly powerful. And they are the basis of everything that's going to happen in the future. So I think we should definitely concentrate on the quality of our thoughts and thinking. And
that's right.
And
go ahead.
There was one more question. Is there anything that we can now do with water for whatever is necessary for us as humanity right now to step into the next to take the next step?
Yeah, about water, of course, Dr. Emoto was, talking about water, and I also, your question is about water, and of course, our body is 70% is water, and in this air, there are many water molecules. It's not much, but always in the atmosphere there are water molecules, even in the desert or in any area on this planet. And I believe that the water has something to do with our human consciousness. And our environment is now polluted very much on this planet Earth, and it's parallel to the pollution in our physical body. And anyway, we have to take care of water, not only in our body, but also in the ocean and in the atmosphere in this planet. And so the water has a very special role, and it can memorize information, and also it can store energy. It's a result of the new science. But I don't go not much deeper now. But water is very precious, and what you can do about water is to imagine the water in your body, like in your blood or in each one of your cells. There's a lot of water, and in the blood, vessel, the water is flowing in your body, and you can resonate with water. And also this water is the same water is flowing on this planet Earth. through the river or like a cloud and the rain and the river and the ocean, and it's circulating. And you can feel all the water on this planet Earth, just sitting, and just you feel inside your body, and also all the water on this planet Earth. And you can imagine that every water molecule is flowing very smoothly. All the water molecule is very clean and very pure, and it's it's very brilliant. And you can feel the connection with all of the waters. That might help, I think.
So let me summarize this. So what I understood is that I can, so to say, do some kind of meditation where I actively imagine that the water inside my system, inside me, my cells, is connected to the waters of our planet, and I can imagine actively that this water is very pure and clean. Is that, did I get this right?
Yeah, and also as a prayer, it's very simple. Dr. Emoto taught us that water, I love you, water, I thank you, water, I respect you. I mean, love, gratitude, and respect. And if you can say this out loud, or you can imagine, on your mind, either way, just you give love and thanks to the water.
Yes.
And it will work, I think.
I think that is wonderful. So let's do that. Let's do
just
that.
1 minute, just you are outside in a garden, or I don't know, in the park, or if you feel good, then just 1 minute, you feel all the water molecules, and you give your love and thanks to all the water molecules.
Yes.
That the energy will come back to you, to your water from the planet Earth.
It's beautiful. I just imagine myself taking a shower with that in mind.
Yeah, shower is good timing. Yes, you are right.
Beautiful. Yes. Well, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
This is beautiful. Thank you.
I don't know. My answer is what you expected, but anyway.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, fantastic.
Yeah. You are welcome.
So
you look very, very young, actually. How? What is the secret?
You too. Well, my secret right now, why I look very young, is that I have this amazing backlight.
Backlight. You mean it's illusion? No. I feel your energy.
Yes. I'm trying not to get the impact of the fear and of the situation that we are globally in. I am really trying very hard not to have that really take my spirits down. And I think I personally, I'm on a roller coaster. It's going up and it's going down, it's going up and it's going down. But I can see that to sacrifice my personal well-being to this situation will not lead me anywhere. It's just going to make me a victim. And I really want to stay strong. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I still have this youthful aura, so to say. Because I'm just loving everything. I have a lot of passion. I have a lot of passion for our planet, for the beauty of our planet, and for the beauty of humans. I really love us.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that reminded me that this period of time, you can think about what you really want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then that will happen. I think. Yeah.
Good. So we're going to leave our audience with these 2 or 3 advices, and I really like that last one. I mean, really go into yourself and think, what is it that you really want to do? And my question, I want to take it a little bit farther as a teacher, is that who are we really? That is the big question.
Yeah, good question.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm saying
Namaste.
How is it? How is it in Japanese?
You mean goodbye or what?
Both. Thank you and goodbye.
Oh, arigato. Thank you. Arigato.
Arigato. Arigato.
Goodbye. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh, danke schön. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, that was in German. Okay, so we say goodbye to the audience and hopefully see you very soon again.
Yeah. Thank you.